This is really annoying, isn't it? Like, the narcissist comes into your life, makes all sorts of promises, makes you believe a lie, a fantasy, an illusion that is never going to be real. And you trust this person, you fall in love with them, and they just swan out of your life. They just leave. And you just think to yourself, like, hold on a minute, like, did I do something wrong here? And this is what happens. We internalize a lot of this. We feel like the issue is ours, like maybe we're too sensitive, maybe we didn't read the situation correctly, maybe that we are somehow to blame for this person leaving or possibly giving us the silent treatment. And we tend to blame ourselves, we feel guilty for it, and we don't really have an understanding of the situation. We don't have closure. We don't really grasp what is going on here. So the first thing that we do is we blame ourselves. Now, you see, this is the point here, okay? This isn't anything to do with us, all right? This isn't actually anything to do with us. So I can understand why you want to know what is really irritating for them, what they find very annoying. Like, you want to actually get your own back. You want to get power and control back over this situation. Do you know what, guys? I could probably answer this video in one word, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of unpack this and explain it all to you. All right, the number one thing that would really annoy a narcissist is silence, is your non-communication, is your non-interaction with them. And you're probably thinking, how? Like, how is that actually possible? Because if you don't react or if you don't speak to them, doesn't that show that perhaps maybe you feel upset, or maybe you feel like you've done something wrong, or maybe it shows that you're too weak to actually challenge them or speak to them? No, this is not. You've got to understand that these people think differently, all right? The one thing that a narcissist wants from you is your attention, whether that's positive or whether that's negative. They want your attention. So when someone is predispositioned to want your attention, to want some sort of interaction from you, to remove it from them would be derogatory, would be quite hurtful, and they won't know how to handle it because they have always got that from that person, or from their victim, or from the person that they have set their sights onto. So if you think about it, removing your attention is the worst thing you can do. That really, really triggers, it really annoys them, and it really irritates them. You've got to also understand that they put a lot of energy and effort and time into really understanding you, what makes you tick, how you think, the way that you behave, the way that you make decisions. So they will study you meticulously, for example, at the beginning of a relationship, or as a child growing up in a narcissistic family. You know, the dynamics are going to be a little bit different there, but they're going to know you inside out. So they will use triggers and things against you so that they get their desired outcome. And the desired outcome is your attention, or is your emotional validation. They need to know that they can still have some sort of a reaction from you, or that you feel something towards them. So when you remove that, this really drives them crazy or insane. They don't know how to handle this, because you've got to remember they've put in a lot of energy and time and attention in trying to get your attention. So when you remove it, it means that you become in control of this situation. You have the power. So the dynamic shifts, and they don't like that, because remember, they have issues with control. They need to have control over the situation. They need to know that they need to know what is going to happen next. When they don't, this puts them in a place of uncertainty. Their anxiety goes up. They're like, how is this person going to react? Like, what's going to happen next? So it puts them in a quite unstable position, which is what they don't like. They don't like this. So they are not going to put themselves in that position. They're always going to want to get control. They're always going to want the situation to go their way. So if you remove that or you behave in a different way, they're not going to be able to read you. They're not going to know what your next move is. And this is what drives them crazy, or they become irritated by this. So if you want to irritate someone, someone who is really difficult towards you, who always blames you, is to remove communication, is to remove your attention from this person. And the way that that person will react or interpret this will be that you are removing yourself from them. Remember, these people have an attachment disorder, all right? So they attach onto you dysfunctionally, but equally they can't detach from you. Okay, this is why they will stalk you. This is why they will watch you. This is why they want to know, maybe through a second party, what you are doing or what's going on. You know, individuals like this find it very difficult to be able to find their place in the world, find their way within these interpersonal relationships. So the way that they behave is really dysfunctional, but equally the way that they interact with you after is also dysfunctional. You see, it's also really hard to comprehend, because you're thinking, if this person has left, or if this person is being really negative towards you, challenging, and awful, why would they want to have your attention? They need this. They need this attention from you because they need to feel validated. When they're not feeling validated, when that means they're not being seen, they're not being heard. And this is what they experienced as children. So they don't want to experience, they don't want to have that again. They don't want to have that situation again. So they will do everything that they can to feel heard, to feel important in your life, because they didn't feel important and validated as children. So they're never going to want to experience that again. That's why they do this. That's why they need this validation. They need this attention from others, whether it's positive or negative. This is why they crave control and seek to manipulate you, because they need to know how the outcome goes. They need to know what the end result is going to be, because it leaves them in a sense of certainty, and they undervalued, they cannot feel not seen. And that's why they do this. That's why they need the validation. So if you think about it, if you're removing that from someone like that, it's just the worst thing that you can do. So if you want to annoy a narcissist, or you want to annoy a toxic person, remove the attention and remove the validation. They cannot handle this. So ultimately, that's what you need to do. Okay, and this will help you to regain a sense of equilibrium, but also a sense of control over the situation. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy to do that, to be quiet, to not answer when someone is provoking you, when someone's being difficult, when someone's being rude. You can't. You've just got to stay silent, because this will help you to move forward, but also regain a sense of self in all of this. Okay, so guys, I really hope that this video has helped you. And if you are someone that wants to work with me, or maybe want to talk about this a little bit more, please see the details below on how you can work with me. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.